Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 50th Annual Sun and Fun Fly-In International Convention. And I'm Ben Coleman, your anchor host for the Florida Aviation Network, here coming to you live and in the clear from the Central Florida Aerospace Academy. And it is a pleasure to be here, and I hope that you're enjoying what we have presented so far, and this is just the first day. So look forward to a lot more, but you can't really appreciate going to an airport and seeing all the beautiful aircraft, machines, and people without having the right weather. And I understand there's some folks that are in control of the weather. We have them right here with us today. Larry.
Ben, real pleasure.
Me as well. And tell us, say weather. Say weather. It's a fascinating, it really kind of sucks you in, the name of the company. But tell us a little bit about Say Weather and what brings you here to us here at Sun and Fun.
Sure. So years ago, we recognized a substantial need for AWOS-like weather, general aviation airports that do not have an AWOS or nowhere near an AWOS. There are a lot of airports out there that are just underserved by any sort of automated weather. You're left looking at a windsock or trying to even read the ripples on a pond or the sway of the leaves and the limbs of the trees to even see what's going on.
Or hopefully there's some smoke somewhere.
Smoke someplace, exactly.
Smoke, yeah.
So we developed this back in 2016, and essentially what Say Weather is a system that allows you to just key the mic on the CTAF or Unicom frequency, and it will respond with an advisory of the surface conditions. So the pilot is situationally aware. It's very non-distracting because you're not actually looking at a display, you're not trying to navigate through screens on a EFB. Key the mic, audio comes into your ear, you're situationally aware, can set up for landing. So we started again back in 2016, and over the past 7-8 years, we've been able to establish quite a following, and we now have over 100 systems installed.
And so, Larry, you guys integrate in with the CTAF literally at the airports.
Right, correct.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And for the people that aren't aviators, you have an aviation background or something.
Right.
Because you're using the right buzzwords and the right slang terms and stuff like that. But CTAF, explain to the folks what CTAF means.
That's the Common Traffic Advisory frequency, or essentially the Unicom frequency. So,
Unicom.
Yes, exactly.
And Unicom is?
The frequency that is the
VHF. Universal comms?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So
right, I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to, because sometimes in aviation, have you noticed how we're driven by acronyms?
We are.
God, and in government service, it's all military.
Yes.
It's all acronyms.
Yeah, we considered TLA as a name for our company, 3-letter acronym. But no, we changed it. That's a joke.
Or TMI, is it? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Either one of those.
But and it's really fascinating because this is new to me, and I thought there for a while until I talked to Obie Tue, I thought I knew it all.
Wow.
But Obie Tue reminded me that I don't know it all. And there's some folks out there that might learn a lot more about this.
Sure.
2023, tell us about 2023, because that was a big year.
Well, 2023 is when we surpassed 100 systems. We actually have a distributor in Canada, and we have a distributor in South America, in Chile right now. So we're expanding and getting more systems out there across the globe. We actually also, just in the past year, began to interface with electronic flight bags. So you can now get, a Say Weather equipped airport can now get your advisory information on ForeFlight and also Aviator Assistant, and we have other EFBs on the way. We also have a texting service, which I'll talk more about later, but having a Say Weather at your airport gives you a lot more than just a quick key of the mic to get weather information.
Larry, this is something that I just find fascinating. You know when you put on call waiting or hold on the phone, and you're calling an airport and you have the nice little elevator music going in the back, I always like hearing some communication. Let's hear,
Exactly.
Unless it's some bad communication on the tower, but it's also interesting to hear weather in the background.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you guys offer that as a call waiting or.
Well, that's really interesting. I'm like you, as a pilot, it's always great to actually be aware of the current conditions and at least a little bit cognizant of, what you're going to be facing when you get in that aircraft to either depart or land. So we do actually offer up a way to get weather information more broadly. So the system will forward weather not only to electronic flight bags, but you can also retrieve it by text. You can get an instant METAR for your airport just by texting the SAWIX Air number. And I'll say, let me say a little more about SAWIX Air, just so people understand what that is. SAWeather is a hardware system that puts a weather station at your airport, communicates that real-time weather information to our system that you access through keying the mic. But it also forwards that information to the internet. That information goes to our servers and is distributed to Weather Underground. It's also distributed through our text service that I mentioned earlier. It's also distributed to the electronic flight bags. You can also do a dial-up if you really prefer just dialing up as you would in AWAS. You can dial up a SAWeather and get the current information. So with that capability, we can provide audio-based current weather information to pilots just pretty much in any scenario.
And SAWeather Air?
SAWIX Air. SAWIX Air.
SAWIX Air. Okay, that's it's really I'm fascinated because it's so practical that and again we're talking about the Unicom where you call in and you get your weather advisory,
right?
AWAS and so forth. There's so much information that's available today to pilots.
Sure.
And ForeFlight, Wing X, there's a lot of different programs that offer similar things, just in a little different package. And how do you get along with these, I really can't call them competitors.
Right.
You probably don't have too many competitors.
That's right, we don't. We actually work to augment the capabilities in electronic flight bags, and we work to make our weather available in as many ways as we can. SAWIX Air, which is the companion to SAWeather, it's the web-based companion, is a subscription service. But even with that, if an airport chooses not to subscribe, we still provide the weather information real time to Weather Underground, and that's a free account, and we will forward that information to Weather Underground for free. So it's again, our philosophy is we want to make pilots situationally aware in a very non-distracting way, and in doing so, it benefits the airports. It makes the airport safer. It makes the airport a more desired destination because the pilot knows that, hey, when I get there, I know that I am going to know what the weather is on the ground.
I can plan if I'm going to do have to do a crosswind landing. Am I going to stick it on the mains, or am I going to be able to have a nice leisurely transition and not embarrass myself to the passengers? And this is a product of Connect6?
Connect6 is the name of our company.
Okay.
Correct. Yes.
And you are the president?
I am a co-founder. Yeah, I'm a managing partner and co-founder. I have a business colleague, and we have several people on our staff that help out. Yeah.
How big of a company is this? I'm just
we're not that big. We have a lot of folks that are involved in different aspects of our company. We have some people that are helping with some of the development work that are contractors, but we're a fairly small company.
I'm not impressed with 50 or 60. I'm impressed with 5 or 6 people.
It's 5 or 6 people.
Perfect.
Right. Yep.
The shakers and the movers. And
right, exactly.
There's a lot more of that coming up these days.
Yes.
Because it's costly. It is. To have employees, and but this service, as long as you stay up on it, you should be able to take care of it.
Absolutely.
And you do fly.
Absolutely. I've been a pilot for 38 years, I believe.
What are you flying now?
182 Skyline.
Oh, okay. What year?
Well, it's a 66.
Oh, man after my own heart. The only thing better than a straight tail.
Right. Those are great airplanes too.
But gosh, that just brings back some fond memories. how about your maintenance? You know, we're all about safety here
Right.
at the Florida Aviation Network.
Right.
Who takes care of your maintenance?
Okay, so the SAWeather system actually is, to be very clear, it's an advisory system. It's not an observation system. An AWOS or an ASOS does have to meet federal requirements. It has a certain yearly review and calibration of its sensors and instruments. Our system is advisory, so it doesn't fall under those certification requirements. That said, we do provide a maintenance and calibration procedure with the system that the owner-operator can execute themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We also provide a NIST traceable calibration service. NIST is National Institutes of Standards and Technology. We have calibration standards in our laboratories that allow us to calibrate, for instance, the barometric pressure sensor and the other weather sensors. So if an airport chooses to keep the system calibrated and up to AWOS standards, we could provide that as a service also. So mostly it's very, very low maintenance. Mostly it's pretty much take care of it on site with some simple checks. But you can also, again, go through the NIST traceable calibration. We have, as options for our systems, visibility in present weather and also sky condition with ceiling. So those add-on sensors can require just a little bit more maintenance, like cleaning the windows and optics on those and those sorts of simple activities. But that aside, those sensors will provide everything that an AWOS provides, an AWOS 3.
Well, Larry, you're obviously a businessman, and your mark of 100 stations or
Yes.
customers out there. This is in 2023. That was
Right.
a year ago.
Right.
What kind of goals do you have? Are they lofty? I mean,
Well,
we're going for 5,000.
That's an excellent question. Yes, we are continuing to expand. Our sales rates are growing very, very rapidly. We're actually, I'll maybe tease a little bit. We're working on what we call our SAWeather Ultra, which is sort of a new version. I can't say much about it right now, but I think the folks out there that operate airports are going to be very, very excited about this. We have heard the call for the backcountry airports as well, and we were looking at ways to address the needs there because we recognize when you're flying backcountry, there's absolute need for understanding what's going on at that landing zone. So we're looking at a number of new technologies, and certainly we want to leverage AI where we can, and we think we're going to be able to do that in some of our new products. So there's going to be some interesting things happen in 2024 and 25. So we have some things coming.
How about our seaplane buddies?
You know, we
around a lake or a very popular
exactly. We have looked at that seaplane sort of challenge, and in order to really well equip a seaplane base, pretty much it's going to require wind measurements out there over the water. Yeah. That's a challenge.
But you know what's really funny? I was out flying with a guy the other day, and they said, "God, I wonder what direction the wind's blowing. I don't see any ripples on the surface." Hello.
Yeah. Wait
Hello.
a minute. Exactly.
There's no wind.
Exactly.
Choose your path. But anyway, it would be a challenge, and maybe normally we would go to someplace, a Unicom that was similar, close to the area.
Sure.
But in some cases, it doesn't make any difference. We're going to land anyway.
Exactly.
But Larry, I am looking forward to keeping track of this. And you're at 100.
We're at 100.
When will you be at 200?
We are hoping this year.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then 300 will be
even sooner. 6 months after that.
Okay. And how's your advertising going?
Well, we actually are very, very fortunate to be involved with Paradise City here at Sun and Fun. So one of our systems is there. If you're either flying into Paradise City or you're associated with anything that's going on out there, you can check out one of our systems. We also are over here in Hangar A. So we have a booth there where you can talk with our sales rep, George, and he will certainly fill you in on the details of our systems there.
Okay, when you say clicking the mic, you can use a handheld on frequency.
Absolutely.
And how many clicks are you talking about?
So we have it set up right now. For 3, we'll just give you wins, and 4 will give you a full advisory.
Okay, and again, for those folks that aren't out flying around too much, when we talk about clicks, we're talking about activating of the transmit button.
Just keying the mic.
Key the mic. 4 times is
That's a full advisory that will give you all the information: winds, gusts, temperature, dew point, altimeter, visibility, present weather, sky condition, everything.
and with 6 clicks you can get a female voice. With 7 clicks it's a male voice. Just kidding. No, don't take that down. But
Right.
who is the voice behind?
So the voices, we have you can choose female or male. We have several varieties actually. All of the voices are computer generated, so they're not real humans, but they sound like it.
So it sound like a Siri or
It sounds very similar. We do that for clarity to make absolutely certain that our advisories in the cockpit are easy to understand. We look at very specific voice generation algorithms to have the voice and the pronunciation be something that is easy to understand in a noisy environment.
how about our foreign speaking pilots?
Well, hopefully they can understand English, but we will custom program our systems to speak in any language,
With a dialect?
whatever dialect is available for our algorithms.
That scares me so much, Larry. That's just scary. I mean, and I'm one of the old-fashioned guys. I know you
Right.
can't tell I'm old, but in this
Welcome to
country,
the club.
America, you speak English.
Yes,
right?
right.
I'm sorry for all my Hispanic friends out there, but but people don't understand that art and aviation, English is the universal language, and
That's
it
right.
is spoken,
Right.
required worldwide, and that's why it's sometimes scary flying in a different country, where you see it's natural. They're going to break off into their natural language, particularly when they get excited. And
Right.
So, and there's times to get excited when you're on frequency.
Absolutely. Yeah. We have an ability in our systems to actually report in English or metric units. It also will do QNH instead of barometric pressure or altimeter setting here. It will, like as I said before, we can program it to speak in pretty much any language. For visibility, RVR, a lot of countries will use RVR instead of runway visual range instead of visibility, those sorts of things. So our systems is designed to have those sorts of flexibilities. So we can pretty much implement in any fashion that an airport would like to implement it.
Well, I tell you, again, Larry, I'm impressed.
Well,
'Cause
thank you.
I honestly didn't know what I was going to be talking about when I was talking about say weather, but
Right.
it's literally say weather.
It is,
And
exactly.
And this is a key in the mic,
Mm-hmm.
3 times or 4 times.
Right.
And
And by the way, that's programmable. We can make that in as many times as you want.
that's per station.
That's per station.
Okay.
And I will mention one other thing too, the lighting control system of so we do something unique amongst lighting control systems. You may program it 7 times or 5 times 3, whatever you want to turn on the lights, but we actually provide an audio acknowledgement. A lot of times, I don't know if you fly much at night, but you'll hear people keying the mic and, oh, the light's on, I don't know, they key it again, you just hear clicking constantly. Our system will respond and say, lights acknowledged.
Ah,
Say, Centerville Airport lights acknowledged.
That's great.
So if you're above the clouds and you don't even know if those lights are on or not, when you hear that lights acknowledged, you know that when you break through, the lights are going to be on.
Seeing some lights.
Exactly.
Larry, it's been informative, and I hope that our audience has been informed as well. But thank you so much for joining us
Thank
here
you.
on the set.
Thank you.
And I look forward to seeing that 200 mark.
There we go. I do too.
And with that, we're going to close off this interview, and I'm going to click see you later. And that's 2 clicks for adios.